And now for the awards portion of our program, the part where I let someone else talk. I would like to now turn the podium over to Herald Whig staff writer Debbie Hussar. Debbie has covered area agriculture for the Herald Whig since 1989, and she is going to introduce the 27th Herald Whig Farm Family of the Year.
He's a little taller than I am. Good evening, everybody. For 27 years, the Quincy Herald Whig has recognized a Farm Family of the Year, and it's been my honor to help tell their stories. We look for a family who uses conservation practices on the farm, who participates in community and ag-related activities, who stands out among their neighbors, and perhaps most importantly, who serves as a fitting representative for all the other families who produce food, fuel, and fiber for the rest of us. This year's winner, the C.B. Keller family of Taylor, Missouri, says their life revolves around what they call the 4 F's: faith, family, farm, and friends, with a 5th, flexibility, added most days to make their grain and livestock farming operation a success. We'd like the Kellers to take home this framed photo as a memento of tonight, and I'd like to introduce C.B. and his son Chuck, the 4th generation of the family to farm, to say a few words. Please join me in congratulating this year's Herald Whig Farm Family of the Year, the Kellers.
Well, thank you, and this is a great honor. And agriculture, we're just 2% of the population out there. And when the chamber recognizes agriculture, it is big, because we do not have a lot of people, telling our story. So anytime you can get our story told, it is great. And I want to start with, Carolyn and I go back a long time. She was a freshman in high school, and I was a freshman in college, and her mother wouldn't let me go out with her. So then, her sophomore year, she started filling out and looking real good. So her mother let me go out with her. And I went over to Mizzou to college, and then I took ROTC, because back then you had to go into the Army. So I thought it'd be better to go in as a lieutenant rather than a private. And I got graduated, and guess what, where I got sent? Germany. So Carolyn's mother had to get the wedding. I told Carolyn that she'd probably marry some hobo back here, and I'd probably marry a German girl. So in about 2 weeks, Carolyn's mother got the wedding all planned out. It worked out, and I shipped off to Germany, and then she came over a little bit later. And I want to thank you taxpayers because we had one daughter born over there, Angie, and she cost $7.55. And I got 3 others, and I don't know what they cost. But I got 4 great kids. Angie's the oldest, and then came Chuck, and then came Melissa, and then came Jill. And probably the oldest one is making more money than any of us. She works at a bank. And Chuck's works with me, and I'll have to tell you, it is a great pleasure to work with your son. And he is a machine on wheels. I guarantee it, because I couldn't have did what I did without him. And then I want to, my workers, I got them over here, a couple of them over here, they worked for me over 40 years. And then Chuck and I say, our truck drivers, we need to drive the old bus around and pick them up. But they're great guys, and I couldn't have did it. And then about 8 years ago, my son-in-law, John Poppy, came on board. Yeah, I think, is that wine?
Sorry.
Thank you. That really helped out. But like I said, our oldest daughter works at the bank. Chuck helps me. The next one, Melissa, she is a public accountant. And Jill, our baby, is a school teacher. And 2 years ago, she said she was going to retire. How could she retire when I'm almost 80? But she said Dad, you wouldn't last one day in school. And that's probably right. But that's how the faith, our four things is faith. If it wasn't for the Methodist Church, I probably wouldn't have married her, because we both went to church there. And she had red hair and big blue eyes, and she looked darn good. And you got to have a lot of faith when you farm, too. And then the next thing is family, and I've gone through that. And the next thing's farm. And I'm glad Doyle Manufacturing, Darlene's, Monty's mother, and I were in the same class of high school and graduated in '57. And to have a good farm, you got to have a good fertility program, and they'll give you the fertility, right, Monty? And then the farm, I'll let my son talk a little bit. We like to farm. I go out of my house every day, and I'm like Doyle's. I got a big American flag. I think it's 12 by 15. And I look at that every day when I go out of the house and think that American flag, what it means. And thank the Lord that I can work. And let's see, friends. I had to think of the fourth F. We go down the road with usually one hand on the steering wheel because we're waving a lot. And I'm glad all my friends out here, it's great to have friends. So I'm going to turn it over to the younger generation. Chuck.
Well, I don't know what I'm going to say after that performance. Yeah, all my notes are gone. You did a great job, Dad. I'd just, on behalf of our family, I'd like to thank the chamber and the judges and all the individuals that put this venue together. I very much enjoyed it. It's a great way for us to all intermingle. And the young lady here talked about it earlier, about eating. If you eat, you are in agriculture. And we all do that. And so in that respect, we're all a family. And I thought that was well said. I would like to On behalf of my family, thank my parents for being great role models. We couldn't have achieved what we have without what they did, what they stood for, and we appreciate it. I do have to tell one funny story. Dad told too many of them, but I got to tell one on Mom and Dad. Miss Deborah from the Harold Wig called and got a hold of Mom and told her, I don't know exactly what you told her, but that you had won Farm Family of the Year. And according to my mom, she was somewhat speechless and didn't know what to say. And maybe that was the case, but very humbled by it. So she calls CB and says, CB, a lady from the Harold Wig called, and we won Farm Family of the Year. So obviously you met my father. So you know what he asked Carolyn? Are you sure she didn't have the wrong telephone number? I thought that was pretty classy. But no, we're very humbled, very appreciative. We hope you continue this venue. I would say it's very important. There are family farmers and businesses in our area across the Midwest. We live in a great place, and we need to talk about it, and we need to all celebrate it. So, thank you.